Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how to make this card. Now, I've called it a monster card because it's huge. You don't have to make it as big as I made it. Basically, I made it on my recent Wednesday craft along, and I changed my mind with what I was originally going to make. So it ended up becoming a very big card. This is how it looks. This is what I finished after the live. So I've popped it into one of my 6x6 boxes, but I just cut an aperture and popped some acetate behind it. So I'll link that up here because that's my envelope boxes. And then I've popped some pretty ribbon around it. So we'll just take this off. And then we've got the belly band, which is what you see on the front here. So it's 6x6 size. So you just slide the belly band off. And then when you open it out, you have this piece that pops out and the whole card displays kind of like this. Now I'm going to change on the one I'm going to make. I'm not going to add these score lines here, just the two, not this extra one. You don't need it, but it's not taken away from this design. But if I lay it kind of like this, that's how it looks. So you don't have to have it coming out as long as I have, but it can be displayed more, I guess, bunched together. It still looks really nice, but it's a beautiful card style for showing off your papers. And I've just recently received these stunning papers, and I'll show you those in a moment because they're actually Christmas papers, but I don't think they're Christmassy at all. And when I shared them during the live, everyone else agreed that they weren't Christmassy. So we turned it into a birthday card for my friend who's 40 in June. So I think she's going to absolutely love this. Very, very easy to make. All folds up there, and you've got your space on the back. I just need to finish that off there. Like I said, one I'm making today has got a few changes just to make it a little bit easier, and then you can see there how it's all held together with the belly band. So let's get started. So this is the paper pad which I found whilst browsing through the Craft Stash website, and it's called Winter Occasions. So it has got like winter wishes, it's got Merry Christmas as one of the toppers, and I know that's obviously a poinsettia flower, but I mean, even if you didn't want to use that one, all of the rest I don't think are Christmassy at all. And I love the rose gold foiling throughout, which is what I've used as well. So you'll want to cut yourself two pieces of 6 by 9.5. Along that 9.5 side, you're going to score at 3, 6 and 8.5. Like I said, you want to do that on both pieces. Then rotate it so that that 1 inch section, so where you just scored at 8.5, you want that score line to be at the bottom. So along the 6 inch side now, you're going to score at 2, just down to the first score line. Okay, and do that on both pieces. One of them you will flip. I've already done that one piece there on the back. One will have this section on the left, and one will have it on the right, but they're the same. So you just flip your card. So you might want to just go over the score line so they're facing each way. Then you'll want two pieces of 6.5 by 3. Along the 6.5 side, you're going to score at 3 and 6. And then again, you want that score line with that 1/2 inch piece along the bottom. So now along that 3 inch side, you're going to score at 1 inch, just down to the first score line. Okay, so I'm going to fold and burnish the score lines. And then we want to cut where you've just done that extra score line down to the first one. You're just going to remove this completely and remove the score line. So I've just cut slightly over the score line there, and then I'm going to remove it completely, like so. Okay, so I've already got, you ignore those two pieces. What we've just created is this section here. So this one is going to be this side. This is what I mean. So one will be, you know, flipped this way, and one will be flipped that way. You're going to stick the center one over the other. And this is where I've done it slightly differently to how I did the one during the Facebook Live. This piece then is this little extra. And then get rid of that. So again, just fold and burnish your score lines. And then you want to cut and remove the small piece there. Oh, I should have said, yeah, you're removing the smallest section, not the largest section. So again, with this one, you're removing that smallest section. And then that is going to stick behind there. You'll see we've got our tiered right hand side. So if you just want to have this half, you can, because that will fold this way and then that way. You'll just have that single tier. But if you can imagine I'll show you, but that would look really nice with there. It'd be like that shape, so you don't have to have it as big as I've made it. Okay, so I'm going to now stick this one behind here. So I'm going to use my quick grab glue. You don't need to cut anything else away. You don't need to like make little tabs and stuff. It's just going to go behind. So you want to keep it flush with the bottom, and then just run that along. Stick that one down. And again, just fold that one. That one's going to go over the one that you just stuck down, and then that one back. Okay. I do have another similar one. Well, I've got a few, to be honest. I've got I think the cascading gatefold, which has got the lady jumping out of the cake, which is more recent. But I've also got a very old tutorial, and that one is a zigzag, I called it, and it's just sloped right down. That's really nice as well. So I'll link those up here. Okay, so you should now have two pieces like this, but you want to flip one over. So pretend that's not got the pattern paper on. You now want to stick one of these centre 1-inch pieces over the other. It's up to you. I think I'm going to stick the left over the right just because I've decorated that one. It just feels like the one I want to stick over. So I'm going to use the construction glue now because this is a bigger area. So I'm going to just pop that all down the back. So the time consuming part of this card is the mats and layers, because there's a lot. But if you've been sitting on paper pads and you've got some that you just really want to show off all the lovely design, then I think this is a good card for it. And I think it makes some lovely Christmas cards as well. So, you know, you've got Christmas in July, that'll be here before you know it. And it's always good to make a few cards throughout the year so you're not rushing right at the last minute. So now you can see we've got our very long card, but the difference now, you'll see we've just got that one centerpiece, and I've done this with the center pop out gatefold cards. I've got a few of them on the channel with those lovely focal pieces that pop out in the middle. And if I just bring this one back in, that was going to go like that, and it still can. I'll be giving this to my friend by hand, so I'll be able to kind of show her you know, what to do with it. But it's just got that extra fold, but really you didn't need it, but it does look nice. And if you did want to do that, you just add another 1/2 inch score line next to that one. So for all the mats and layers, I've gone ahead and I've stuck them all together. I just need to obviously stick them on here. So you want to plan out, you know, what order you want your patterns in. You might have the same pattern throughout, but you then want to take into account that when you fold these over, you see the back of some of them. I ended up just covering all of it apart from that one because you don't see that at all. So it's up to you the quantities that you want, but I'm just going to give you the total quantities of what I cut, but then you need to think about, you know, your patterns and how it's going to look. So what I would suggest you do is lay everything out, and then once you're happy, then you can stick it all down. So I've got this piece in the middle here, which is 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4. This is a 6-inch card. Yeah, 5 3/4. So 1 or 2, depends if you want to decorate the back. Then you're going to want 4 pieces of the gold, the matte layer, that are 2 1/4 by 5 3/4, and that's to go on these 2 sides and also the back. So I'll give you all the gold matte layers first. Then you're going to want 4 pieces of 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that's for both sides of these panels. And then you're going to want 4 pieces of, again, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. That's to go on both sides and on the back as well. And then 4 pieces of 2 3/4 squared. They're going to go there and again on the back. And then just 2 pieces of 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, and that's for the very end, just out of shot there, but it's just on these end ones here. Then for the pattern paper, I've got 1 piece in white, which is going to go on the back to write my message, but you'll want 4 pieces in total that are 2 by 5 1/2. So that's the pattern pieces there, and then obviously for the back. Then you want 4 pieces of 2 1/2 by 5 1/2 for these panels, and then 4 pieces of 2.5 by 3.5, and then these are 2.5 squared, so again 4 pieces, and then these ones are 2.5 by 1.5, and you want 2 pieces. So I've already stuck these on top, and then I've just put double-sided tape there, so I'm going to get those all stuck down, and then I'll talk you through the center panel and the belly band. So I'm just going to fold it all like so, and then I've got this piece here. I would do as long as you can. This was a piece of scrap, but if you've got 11 or 11 3/4 A4 or even 12, then that would probably be better, but this will still wrap around as long as it can wrap around the sides, because it's going to join or be held together with my ovals here. So I'm just going to sit it so there's kind of the same amount overhanging. This is 3 inches wide, by the way, and I just want to kind of just lightly add a crease, because you're going to use your scoreboard in a minute and actually make those nicer. And then again, because there's dimension to this, just bring it up on the thickest part there. Once you've kind of got those creases there, take that out, and then your scoreboard, you want to add 2 score lines. I can just roughly see the 2 there, so I'm just going to score, and again I can see the 2 folds, so just pop them in a track where they line up. It's 1/4 inch that I've scored there between the 2, but now you can fold and burnish them and it will look so much neater, like so. You don't have to do it in the mirrored card like I have, but I just thought it just ties everything. But at this point I'd gone so mad with it, everyone was saying go big or go home, so every time I suggested something people were like, yeah, do it. So for the toppers, I've used these oval dies for the largest one, and these are new ones for me. So I've got these are the supersized nestables, but the ones I really like are these, and they're the inverted. So you'll see this one has got the reverse scallop. And what it's created, and I said this during the what did I get video, it's almost like there's a chain kind of detail. And I think this would look lovely if you wanted to create like a faux mirror. Maybe you're doing like a dressing table card, you know, you wanted a mirror effect. Obviously you've got the smaller ones here, but I just loved that style. If I just hold it up a bit closer there, you can see. So the sizes I've used are, so the largest is 4 1/4 by, it's about 5 1/2 ish. And then 3 3/4 for the next size by 5. But if you've got these ones, play around, because they're really nice to work with that, and they fit perfectly together. So I don't know if that was intended or not, but it does work. So I've got one for the inside and one for the belly band. So you want to make sure that it's going to be able to join, and it just joins there. So I'm going to add some thin red tape, yeah, right along the edge here. So I would recommend that yours is slightly longer, because when I done the belly band for this one, there's a lot more underneath that oval. Can you see inside there? So try and get it longer than what I did if you can. I'll do the flower at the bottom, just covers it there. I've just got away with it with that one. So that's the belly band, and then with this one I've got some of the flowers here. So again, I'm not going to stick these down now because I don't know who I'm giving it to, but I'm just going to show you, you know, if you imagine you've got your birthday word there, and then I can have wishes, you can have a couple more flowers there, and then all you want to do is add some glue down the back of this, or just put some foam maybe there and stick it just onto that middle 1 inch section. And then I've got these to then decorate here on the front with another sentiment. But that's as far as I'm going to go with this card, because I want to keep all this so that it's ready for me to decorate and possibly personalize, you know, when the time comes. But if I just bring back in this one so you can see what I mean again, with that middle piece. It's just attached with that, and you can see all of the decoration. So I've added the lovely 40 there. The birthday and the friend are little pieces and elements that you can cut from the paper pad here. I just take this topper sheet out, there we go. So you can see the happy I've just cut there, and then you've got birthday, friend, wishes, love, and some lovely other toppers there as well. And then it's all held together with that lovely belly band. I mean, I guess the belly band's optional. If you're popping it in the gift box anyway, then you know, you might just want to have it without, or you might not be doing the gift box and then just, you know, have the belly band. But you can see that fits really nicely. So before you seal the sides of the lid, you want to cut the aperture, and then I'll just show you how I tied the ribbon. So you want to go down in the bottom right corner or left, depending on which way you want the, or where you want the bow. You might want the bow at the bottom actually, so then you'd start from the top corner and then just bring it up and tie your bow. And you can add a little gift tag there as well. And this is a lovely little gift box. I say that in the envelope tutorial, that, you know, you don't just have to use them for envelopes. Maybe you've got a small gift, some chocolates or something. They would look nice in here as well. But how pretty is that? Very special card for a special birthday. Really pleased with this one. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you for watching as always. I will share some other showstopper, very long cards. They'll be popping up now. The playlist as well would have been popping up along the tutorial at some point. And I'll link below the product that I've used as well in the description box, and the tutorial for the box envelope there as well. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.